Camtasia is a recording, editing, and movie producing software that allows you to record what's happening on your computer screen.
I haven't heard about Camtasia till about 2 years ago. However, I remember some time ago a student of mine emailed me and said, "Would you like to check this website?" I said, "All right." And the website was Khan Academy. And I thought, what is that? And then I went to this website and I saw lots and lots of video clips of somebody explaining brilliantly very, very important ideas to the students in a way that everybody can understand. So I started thinking about it, how is it done? And then luckily at the same time we got the HP grant and we attended the HP conference, and that's how I knew about Camtasia. I think Camtasia is one of the most effective tools that is created for the tablets, because to be able to show the process and to be able to record your screen and your voice and to use, for example, a YouTube or whatever you want to use that your computer can show, and create it with such an ease and such an efficiency is a wonderful tool for an educator. I think that if you ask me what would be one of the main advantages of having a tablet, is an opportunity to use Camtasia to show the process of problem solving, to show how you think about a problem. And it actually takes very little time from a prof to create simple videos. And I think the Khan Academy website shows that the videos have not to be done professionally. When you do it naturally, when you erase something, when you show your process, it is much more valuable for the student than to create a polished video, which is perfect, but all the thinking process and the difficulties as a person that you had when you were doing problem solving are eliminated. So I think Camtasia is a very, very powerful tool. My dream would have been to have a collection of videos where I can show to the students the process of problem solving. My other goal with Camtasia would be to elicit good questions during the class. And we know we have limited time, so I cannot answer all the questions. But imagine if I noticed I used, for example, clickers, and I noticed that a certain concept was difficult to the student. So after class, I can go to my office, I can create a short video clip that addresses this difficulty, and boom, in a few minutes, it is on the website. So instead of making the students wait for a week before they hear the answer, or making them come to my office hours, and we know that the students live far away. Very often it's difficult for them to come to office hours. I can say, go to this website and here's my video clip that addresses your question.
Camtasia is a great tool for making tutorial videos. It's great for making tutorials on common misconceptions that students may have, because they can watch it over and over again and if they don't understand it the first time. It's also great because you get the audio and visual at the same time, just like they would in the classroom, and you can add quizzes to the end to make sure they understand the concepts, and they also know immediately if they understand or not. And this makes it a great tool for reviewing for tests, midterms, and exams. Camtasia is a great tool for making videos. Like anything else, it takes a little bit of time to get used to. The editing tool relies on the cursor to select time frames, which requires a steady hand, which can sometimes be hard to achieve. But with a little bit of time and practice, you can soon be making intermediate level videos. With enough time and effort, you can make professional looking videos, which is what we are currently trying to achieve.
Ask me, why do you use tablet? What is the advantage of tablet compared to a regular computer? For a person who teaches physics, there is one big advantage, as I see it, is the ability to draw. Because when we teach physics, it's not enough for us to show the formula which had been derived in advance. The ability to write and draw shows the process, shows you thinking to the students versus showing them the right answer right away. So if the focus on the process versus the final answer shift the emphasis of how you teach science. Certainly I noticed student improvement. For example, during the lectures, when they have to see the process of how you derive things, they're much more focused, they can ask you more questions, they can interrupt you, and you're doing it much more slowly. In order to participate, they have to be able to absorb what you're showing them. When you click and a PowerPoint formula appears, they don't have time to process it. In addition to that, when you use classroom presenters, certainly the participation rates improved. My next step would be to measure the change in student participation, so I can add scientific evidence in addition to anecdotal one. You have to give yourself time to get used to this technology. So this was one of the main lessons I've learned, that it took me some time to realize that I cannot use all the features immediately. I have to give myself time to get used to them. And here I would like to recommend anybody who is thinking of using new technology, find the community of people who teach using this technology, because you can email them, ask them, you can consult with them. It will save you lots and lots of time.
There will be so many applications that you can use a tablet PC, and I can see that it can enrich the instructors. Instead of using chalkboard, they can use the tablet PC. And for students, instead of writing it on a notepad, they can write it on their tablet PC, writing their notes. And in addition, they just don't keep that to themselves, but since it's electronic, they can exchange their notes with each other, student among student, or student with instructor, instructor with student, instructor with another instructor. So that's one application that I could see would be benefit of using tablet PC. And as we know that there's so many learning styles, some people can type really fast, but others prefer doing diagrams and drawings. That's the way they learn. So tablet PC is another way that probably would fulfill it. Not everybody's learning style, but probably a certain group of students. So I can see a big potential of tablet PC. Maybe not everybody will use it, but I'm pretty sure probably a large percentage can take benefit of tablet PC in the classroom.
And sometimes tablet software that I really wanted to use, like a classroom presenter, interfered with other software that I would like to use. For example, with Logger Pro data collection, or with clickers. And it was an issue for me, so I had to think, what do I want to do today? Do I want to do classroom presenter, or do I want to use clickers? And I would have loved to use both of them at the same time.
I think it's a no-brainer. Probably those who need a lot of formulas, diagrams that it's difficult to type in would probably take the most benefit of tablet PC. However, depending on the teaching style of the instructor, sometimes even though they have just text-based field, for example, I can say that text-based, but use a lot of text instead of diagrams, they can still circle words, they can still highlight this and that, and sometimes that's very useful for visual learners. So it's no particular course or set of courses that can take benefit of that. I think, again, going back to the learning style and teaching style, any course can actually take benefit of tablet PC.
I grew up in a place where we had very little technology. My kids believed there was no electricity where I grew up, but it's actually not true. We did have, of course, electricity, but we didn't have computers where I grew up. And who could have imagined that today in schools everybody has a computer? But if you think back, Wikipedia is only 8 years old, and think how it changed education. Cell phones were not here 20 years ago, and everybody has a cell phone now. So the same thing I think about tablets. It's the same way today everybody has a laptop, or most of our students have a laptop. I strongly believe in a few years all the students will have tablets.
Ryerson University thanks Hewlett-Packard for providing tablet PCs, which enabled us to achieve innovative classroom initiatives using mobile technologies.